Ito ang 106.3 DANHS Radio. DANHS Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan, ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go.
106.3 DANHS Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR-FM.
DANHS Radio, silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 DANHS Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta't magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. DANHS Radio, learning is amazing.
Language,
Grammar and Literature.
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension. Critical and analytical skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3 DWDR-FM DANHS Radio.
Where learning is amazing. Good morning, our dear listeners, especially the grade 7 learners. This is your school on the air and it's reading time. I am your host, Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo.
Wow!
Today, you will be analyzing a short selection. Then you will be accomplishing comprehension activities to help you become a better reader. Are you ready to start a new learning adventure? Yes, ma'am! Let me now introduce to you your radio teacher, Teacher Catherine S. Ordinario. Good morning, our young readers, and to those who are listening right now. I am your radio teacher for today, Teacher Jennifer A. Velasco, and together with DepEd and its goal, walang batang maiiwan. The main objectives of today's lesson are the following. Define some words used in the short selection correctly. Read and analyze a short selection. Answer comprehension activities to check if you really understood the given selection or not. And infer the mood and emotions of characters. Can you follow? Yes, ma'am! That's great! But before we proceed to our lesson, let me check if you really have understood our lesson last time. What is sequencing again?
Ma'am, sequencing means arranging events in order.
Very good! Why do we need to sequence events?
Ma'am, understanding the order helps us understand the story.
That's correct! We can easily understand the story if it is in proper order. What are the clues that we can look out for?
Ma'am, we have word clues like first, then, next, followed by, finally, lastly, and at the end, give us clues about the order in which things happened in the story.
Wow! I am truly convinced that you really understood your lesson in sequencing events. I bet you are now ready to embark another reading enhancement lesson about inferring the mood and emotions of characters. But before that, let us unlock the unfamiliar words. Choose the closest meaning to the given words. Let's start with terrible. A terrible accident happened because of me. This word means A. Good, B. Bad, or C. Soothing. What is the answer?
Ma'am, the word terrible means letter B, bad.
That's correct. Next is scream. Claire screamed for us to come back. This word means A. Yell, B. Laugh, or C. Giggle. What's the correct answer?
Ma'am, the word scream means A. Yell.
That's amazing! Our last word is horn. The driver kept honking his horn. This word means letter A. An animal's horn as a wind instrument, B. A brass wind instrument, or C. An electrical device attached in the car that makes noise like beep beep. What's the answer?
Ma'am, the word horn means letter C, an electrical device attached in the car that makes noise like beep beep.
That's correct. Did you get it all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the selection that we are about to discuss is about a young girl named Jenny who caused an accident on a busy street. Have you witnessed an accident before?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the accidents you have witnessed on the street?
Ma'am, I once witnessed a man hit by a car.
Ma'am, I also witnessed an accident when a car was hit by another car.
That is true. We see accidents like this on the street. And it is really terrifying. So we should always be careful in crossing the street at all times. To help us know the proper ways in crossing the street, let us listen to the song titled Road Safety Song by Larva Kids. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
When you cross the street at the crosswalk, you should cross the street on the green light. You should not cross the street on the red light. Let's cross the crosswalk on the green light. When the green light is blinking at the crosswalk, you have to stop crossing the street. You have to wait for the next time. Let's wait for the next green light.
Green light, go! Green light, go! Red light, stop! Red light, stop! Good job, red and yellow. Let's learn how to cross the crosswalk. Yeah! 1, 2, 3, go!
When you cross the street at the crosswalk, you have to look around and cross the street. You have to cross the street carefully. Let's cross the crosswalk carefully. You should cross the street on the green light. You should look around and cross the street. You should cross the street carefully. You should not cross the street on the red light.
Thank you, Larva Kids, for that road safety song. I think you are now ready to listen and find out what was the accident in the selection. Come on!
I feel so terrible about what happened. I I was such in a hurry to watch my favorite show that I insisted on crossing the busy street without using the pedestrian lane. Tanya went along with me, but when we stepped on the street, the cars and buses came one after the other. Claire was screaming for us to come back. Tanya tried to pull me back, but I went ahead.
Have you paid attention to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let me check if you really understood the first part of the story. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Why was Jenny in a hurry?
Ma'am, Jenny was in a hurry to watch her favorite show.
Correct! Where did the story happen?
Ma'am, the story happened on a busy street.
That's right! Did Jenny use the pedestrian lane to cross the street?
Ma'am, Jenny did not use the pedestrian lane and just crossed the busy street.
Yes, that's true. Is it okay to cross the busy street and not to use the pedestrian?
No, ma'am. We should always use the pedestrian lane when crossing the street.
That's right. Now, what did her friend Clara feel when Jenny and Tanya crossed the busy street?
Ma'am, based on the text, Clara is so nervous that she screamed at them to come back.
Very good. That only means you really paid attention to the character. Now, let us continue the reading of the selection.
I ran to avoid an oncoming jeep, but on the other lane, there was a fast approaching car. The driver kept honking his horn. I got confused. He tried to stop the car, for I heard the loud screeching of tires. The driver was able to avoid hitting me, but a van and a bus bumped into his car. I don't know how I got to the other side of the road in one piece. I was shaking all over. A terrible accident happened because of me. It was the most horrible experience of my life.
Let us check if you listened well on the second part of the story. What do you think do the drivers feel at that moment upon seeing Jenny and Tanya crossing the busy street?
Ma'am, I think some of the drivers are nervous because based on the text, one driver kept honking his horn because Jenny and Tanya were on the wrong lane. And he almost hit Jenny.
Amazing! How about Jenny? What do you think she felt at that moment when she was almost hit?
Ma'am, based on the text, Jenny got so nervous that she was shaking all over.
Ma'am, if I were in the shoes of Jenny, I would be so nervous to the point that my heart would explode because of all the oncoming cars.
Wow, you have such amazing answers. You are both correct. How did you come up with that answer?
Ma'am, I combined the clues in the text with my past experiences and previous knowledge to come up with a good inference.
I can see that you now know how to infer moods and emotions of characters. To infer moods or feelings of the characters in a selection, you must study their actions as well as what they say and how they say it, and use these as story clues. Sometimes, the writer tells how the character is feeling. For example, the character is sad to be happy, sad terrified, or excited. Most of the time, however, you have to use your skill in making inferences to find out the character's moods or feelings. Like what you did a while ago. You have used their actions and their remarks as your clues and combined this with your own experiences and previous knowledge. But why is it important to know the moods or feelings of the characters in the story?
Ma'am, it is important to know the moods or feelings of the characters in the story because knowing this will help us better understand the story we are reading.
Amazing! Your answer is correct. Now that you already know how to infer mood and emotions of characters, let us analyze the following passages and identify the feelings or emotions conveyed. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 1. An old man was having trouble carrying a very heavy sack of rice. Rico approached him and carried the sack for him. The old man felt letter A, relieved, B, lonely, or C, embarrassed. Number 2. I could hardly wait. What time is it? Aren't we there yet? Dad, can you drive a little faster? The speaker is A, nervous, B, impatient, or C, angry. Number 3. Josie stared at the window for a long time. There were tears in her eyes. Then she went to the telephone and tried to call her friend, but there was no answer. Josie is letter A, glad, B, sad, or C, terrified. Don't go away, and we will be right back after a short reminder.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. I have just finished accomplishing the task found in my module. How can I send you my outputs for checking and feedbacking?
Oh, that's a nice question. There are actually 3 ways for a student like you to submit your outputs. 1. It could be via online. That is, if you are capable to connect online. You can just upload your outputs in your Google Classroom, or you can take pictures and send them through your group chat or Messenger account.
Ma'am, how about if we do not have internet connection?
If you do not have internet connection, you can submit your accomplished tasks in 2 ways. 1. You can ask your parents to submit your outputs in the designated drop-off center. 2. You can save your outputs if you have available flash drive, CD, or DVD at home, and submit it in the designated drop-off center in your respective barangay.
Wow! It's nice to know that there are varied ways on how we can submit our accomplished task.
Always remember, for submission of outputs, you can do it via online, offline, or physical submission. Because at DANHS, we make amazing things possible.
Hello, I'm back. Let us now check your answers. What is the answer in number 1?
An old man was having trouble carrying a very heavy sack of rice. Rico approached him and carried the sack for him. The old man felt A, relieved. The answer in number 1 is letter A, relieved.
Very good. How about number 2?
I could hardly wait. What time is it? Aren't we there yet? Dad, can you drive a little faster? The speaker is B, impatient, ma'am.
Excellent! How about number 3?
3. Josie stared at the window for a long time. There were tears in her eyes. Then, she went to the telephone and tried to call her friend, but there was no answer. Josie is B. Sad.
Absolutely! Did you get them all right?
Yes, ma'am!
I hope so! As we end our lesson, always remember these tips on how to infer the moods and characters in a selection. Number 1. You must study their actions as well as what they say and how they say it, and use this as story clues. Number 2. Combine these clues with your past experiences and previous knowledge to come up with a good inference. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am!
So that ends our lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed our reading time. Once again, I am your radio teacher, Teacher Jennifer A. Velasco. Goodbye till next time.
You have just listened to the Reading Enhancement lesson here in our station 106.3 FM DANHS Radio. On behalf of the production team, we would like to acknowledge our script writer, Teacher Catherine S. Ordinario, our language editors, Teacher Susana B. Dumon and Teacher Jonah A. Buduan.
Wow!
Our content editor, Teacher Ophelia S. Rolutin. And our technical specialist, Teacher Michael Jan Tumulak.
Alright!
I'm your host for today, Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo, leaving a simple quote from Margaret Fuller. Today, a reader, tomorrow, a leader. Till next time, goodbye!
Language,
Grammar and literature.
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension. Critical and analytical skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3, the WDRFM Dance Radio.
For learning is amazing.
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo. Hatid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta't magtulong-tulong. Sulong edukalidad, Dance Radio. Learning is amazing.
Ito ang 106